Echelon forms and reduced echelon forms. So I know it's annoying, but pause and copy all this into your notes. Pause and copy, pause and copy. Okay, so let's say a few things about this before proceeding. First of all, a zero row. Okay, so that means entirely zero. Okay, no non-zero entries at all. Leading entry should illuminate that a little bit. So if you have a row in a matrix and it starts with some zeros, so this 2 here is the leading entry in that row. So I'm looking at the row from left to right, and the first non-zero number I see, that's my leading entry. So again, looking at the row from left to right. Okay, so reduced echelon form is going a little bit further than echelon form. What you're going to do is, in practice, go to echelon form first, and then, if necessary, proceed to reduced echelon form. Okay, but for now we just want to get these definitions well understood. So let's do some examples to see what is echelon form, what is reduced echelon form, and what is neither. So pause and copy this into your notes, and I will go through it. Okay, echelon form, I'm going to just call that EF. Reduced echelon form, I'll call that REF. Now the first one. Okay, so we need to be in echelon form, we need what I would say is a staircase format. Oops, where is it? Now if we go back to our definition, these two criteria give you a staircase form. They imply a staircase format. Okay, so the matrix, if it's an echelon form, is going to have like a 2, it's going to have what I would say is a staircase format. So what I mean is that when you draw this red line to encompass the leading entries, you're going to get a staircase there. Okay, so the first one here is it has a staircase format. All the zero rows are at the bottom. If I look at a given leading entry, all the other leading entries are to the right of this guy. Okay, that's my second condition here. So it looks like this is indeed in echelon form, but not in reduced echelon form. And because for reduced echelon form, you need these leading entries. I think of it as I need these leading entries to be 1s, and I need them to be alone in their column, in the sense that this guy, this leading entry, is not alone in his column. There's another non-zero entry in that column. So it's not REF. Second one, neither. Because you don't have the staircase format. If I look at this leading entry, to be echelon form, I need all the leading entries below to be strictly to the right of this guy. Okay, but this 2 is not strictly to the right of this 1 here. So this is neither. Part C, this will be echelon form. Okay, we got 0 rows at the bottom. If I circle my leading entries, it's a useful habit, I can see that for each leading entry. The leading entries below are strictly to the right. Okay, so I indeed do have this staircase form happening here. Okay, part D, I'll again circle the leading entries in each row. And I can see that I do have the staircase format. 0 rows are at the bottom. Okay, so this is in echelon form. Okay, this is not in reduced echelon form because this leading entry is not alone in its column. And if I return to part C for a second, this one is not in reduced echelon form because this leading entry here in the last column is not alone in the column. Okay, there is another non-zero entry in that column. Okay, let's try an exercise, or 3. So pause and copy and try these. So same question. Echelon form, reduced echelon form, neither or both. All right, so this one is echelon form. You got the staircase. It's not reduced echelon form because of this 5 here. It makes this leading entry not alone in its column. This one is neither. Part E is neither because my 0 row, that's a 0 row, it's not at the bottom. Part F is neither as well because if I circle leading entries, I can see that this leading entry is not strictly to the right of this leading entry. So my issue is happening right here. So it's neither. And finally, this G is both. There are no 0 rows, so don't worry about that. My leading entries are kind of satisfying the staircase condition. Now, if I look at my leading entries, this guy is alone in its column, and this guy is a 1. And this guy is alone in its column, and it's a 1. So this is both. And if you think about it, if something is in reduced echelon form, then that will necessarily imply that it's in echelon form. Okay, you can't have something in reduced echelon form that's not in echelon form.